We had a discussion on MeWe over the weekend of what are the potentials of a banking collapse. Some people were still struggling, even though I'd mentioned it in 2 or 3 shows. And the worst aspect of it is they can call in all debt payable immediately, knowing full well that people can't pay. And then they acquire a larger asset base to balance their books. Now, one member said they can't do that. There's a lot of things people have said they can't do, but they have. My reply is that they've already taken hundreds of thousands of homes over the last 2 decades. And what did the people do? Did we blockade foreclosed homes, protect the community? No, we just gave the keys back and didn't even ask for our deposits back. Now, I gave a solution to that going back 5 or 6 years ago, because I believe the militia should have prevented foreclosures. They should have been doing it in every town and city that they have a militia there, blocking foreclosure bailiffs at the door. That's how you stop it. It generates a crowd. Even if the person eventually loses their home, you've generated interest from the public, because the minute there's a crowd, the public stop. What are they doing there? Well, they're stopping the banks taking that old lady's home. Oh, that's a good thing, and you get people interested and involved in it. Because one day it's going to happen to someone in your circle. But back in 1933, people think, oh, they can't do this. America outlawed withholding gold and silver, and the people just handed it over. What if they outlawed owning homes? It's not beyond the realms, is it? Notwithstanding the fact that all home owners are only tenants, remember. These clowns will go to any lengths. That's the danger of a full banking collapse. And as unpalatable as they are, these are the facts. Like in 1933, they turn round to the people and say, you have to save the country. The banks need all the assets or we're bankrupt. And the people, like 1933, would largely go along with it. Now, we would all like to think different, but history to date shows it wouldn't be. And therein lies the problem. And you don't even have to go back to 1933 either. What about 2008, 2009? People in general went along with the bank bailouts. A decade ago, on February 2009, the Federal Reserve sent $15 trillion of our money to the UK banks to keep them afloat. 3 transfers of $5 trillion a time. And no more than 2 or 3 alt media outlets have ever covered it in any sort of detail. And then you have other examples in this country of them banning something most people would think was impossible, but they did it. Alcohol and prohibition. They've even banned smoking in various locations in our lifetime also. So the pretext is all there. Look what else they banned. They banned collecting rainwater in one state and made it a jailing offence. So let's stop saying and thinking they won't do this or that. They have already done it in many cases. And it all depends on the people's compliance. And so far, the people have complied with almost every request they've made. And that is why we, not them, we have to change. Talking about smoking, there's their latest. And you know what's coming next. You shouldn't need me to tell you by now. Having convinced smokers to switch over to e-cigarettes for their safety, which is the most ridiculous statement ever given, given the volumes of pharma drugs and poisons they put in our food. Now they're going to ban it, and the first shot across the bow is Michigan, which has become the first US state to ban flavoured e-cigarettes as part of efforts to curb youth vaping. Yeah, right. And the ban goes into effect in the next 30 days, and bars the sale of any flavoured vaping products in retail stores and online. And according to the Michigan governor, Gretchen Whitmer said, our number one priority is keeping our kids safe. Yeah, right. And the measure will last 6 months with a possibility of an extension. In other words, what they're doing, they're testing the public. If the public don't complain, they're going to make it permanent. And next thing, they're going to ban e-cigarettes also. This is how they do it. It's a totalitarian creep, and then suddenly you realise it's all gone. And yes, a lot of people don't like smoking, but one day they might ban something that you like. For argument's sake, alcohol or vitamins. These people will ban whatever they like. But the problem is we comply too easily. And because it's somebody else's problem, well, I'm not a smoker, so it doesn't matter to me. Well, I don't drink alcohol, so it doesn't matter if they ban it tomorrow. There's the problem. Well, it's not my home that's been foreclosed on, so it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. Protecting the youth, they say. They didn't protect the youth from Langley flooding this country with drugs, did they? Or born to Sackler family and Purdue, or Johnson & Johnson flooding the populace with opioids. They didn't stop that, did they? You know, the day they really care about people's well-being will be a glorious celebration on this planet. Some people were worried about the grid, communications and internet and banking outages is potentially going down in the future. Again, the answer is it's already started in many places globally. And too often is it not the case we apply things as some possible future event, and those events have already taken place. We just are not connecting the dots. People will remember the good events piece I did in previous shows. How many missed those events or combined them and went, oh my God, things have really changed in so many ways. Change the way you think is the message. Connect the dots.